Can you see me? Crikey. Green lights, bad signals, and a game of two halves. Let's get into it.
RevelatorAlf.
Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. I hope you're all well. So yeah, just had the most weirdest journey getting here. I'm halfway into work right now. It's just gone past 6 o'clock in the morning. The light is definitely changing now. I'm going to brighten up this picture just for you, but it's actually quite dark. I think I'm going to have to go to the clear lenses now for my morning rides, unfortunately, but there you go. But look, the weirdest thing, I was actually decided to come a different route. Went through the city, the town where I live, and all the way through, green light. Every single traffic light was a green light. Never happens to me. I'm always getting caught at red lights, but today, green lights all the way through. Fantastic. So thank heavens for small mercies, that's all I can say. But the flip side of that is every now and again on the main roads, then you get caught behind somebody or a vehicle, let's say, that is purposely going a lot slower than they need to. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not saying that everybody here has to break the speed limit or drive at the speed limit or drive to the conditions and all that kind of stuff. But when somebody is doing like half the speed limit or, 20 miles an hour below the speed limit on an open road in good conditions, you're thinking, what the hell's going on? And it creates this kind of congestion all the way back and leads to frustration. Even on a bike, if you're on narrow roads, you can't get by safely, then you're like, oh. But anyway, I digress. So this morning, yeah, a bit of good and a bit of bad. Green lights all the way. So it never happens to me. And well, the heroic Harley was purring like a kitten this morning, even on the open road when I was made to go a lot slower than I normally would. Now, the light is fading, is changing in the morning, definitely. And approaching my favourite time of year, autumn into winter, love a bit of that. But also I wanted to comment on the weather. Yeah, us Brits, we love talking about the weather. No, it's the weather, the temperatures dramatically dropped the last week or so. Well, when I say dramatically dropped, it's just got a lot cooler, and that's why in the morning now I'm sort of wearing my jacket again. But we still have these real little hot spots. So at the weekend, I went to see my football team, West Ham United. Yes, a very inglorious defeat once again. Look, if you're ever interested in that kind of stuff, I actually do make video content for West Ham Network, a channel, West Ham fan channel, if you're into that kind of thing. And I basically lament about all the things that are going wrong. Typical, I suppose. But there we go. No, so the reason why I bring this up, so we went there and it was supposed to be quite a cool day. It ended up being a really, really hot day. You'll see the link in a minute. So, you know, I was with my lad. I always sent my lad to the football with me. And in the stadium, you can imagine 60-odd thousand people there. It gets really hot. Although outside it was still a relatively cool day, it got really hot inside. Anyway, after another terrible performance, we're all feeling quite disgruntled and a bit anarchic, let's say. So we're walking out back to the train station, which is another thing. I'm going to bring that up as well. And I saw a couple of fellas, one right next to me and one a little bit further on. They're both wearing leather. One had they were both bikers. One had full leather trousers and he was carrying his leather jacket. And the other guy right next to me had a leather waistcoat. It's a Harley Davidson one, very nice. But you know, I really wanted to go up to them, and I was so tempted to. because I think it was because of the bad performance as well. It's put me in a bit of a pissy mood, but I didn't mean to be. I wasn't that. I just wanted to tap them on the shoulder and say, you know, aren't you hot in that? Aren't you hot? Because we're all sweltering, just wearing, you know, a t-shirt or a, you know, a football shirt, and that's it. And most of us are wearing shorts and stuff. But you're wearing leather, aren't you hot? Aren't you hot? And that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, you know, in the summertime when it's really hot, I can't wear leather. I don't wear leather at the best of times, at any time actually, but I just can't wear it. I just think it's just too bloody hot for me. But some people love it, especially when the sun is beating down on you and you think, crikey, aren't you hot in that? You know, I know when you're riding your bike, yeah, the airflow is over you and all that sort of stuff. But actually, so the temperature got hot in the stadium, and maybe we were all getting a bit affected by the temperature. Not only the players who were lethargic as hell, but also us as fans who were getting a bit irate over the performance. But also, I suppose, you know, afterwards you think, well, makes you ask questions. Oi, what are you doing? You know, all that sort of stuff. Anyway, so if you did go to the game and you know, you're wearing that, it's you two fellas, you know, leave a comment below, let us know, identify yourselves, let us know. And you know, it'd be great to meet up. If you're ever at the games again, let us know. I go to all the home games as well, so just let us know, and we'll meet up and we'll have a chat and all that sort of stuff. We can talk about bikes and we can talk about, you know, West Ham and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, that's another thing. But listen, I mentioned the trains as well, because this for me is something that I just don't understand. I'm not in the train business. You know, I'm just a user. I just get on the train to go to the football mostly, because it's just so much easier for me to do that than, you know, ride my bike there. But although I have ridden the bike, but it's better on the train. Anyway, this is a story. So we caught the train in the morning, about halfway there, stopped at a train station, and all of a sudden they announced that the train will be terminating here because the next couple of stations there are signal problems. So we have to get off this train. And that was it. That's all they told us. It was just like, oh, so there's signal problems at the next station, or the next two stations. So therefore, this train cannot go any further. It's going to have to return. So they didn't tell us anything, but then we thought, right, okay, is there another train coming? And is that still running? Well, it was. So we had to wait 25 minutes or whatever, half an hour on the platform. And sure enough, another train came along. And it took us to our destination, and then we could change over and get on the tube and go across London, right? But here's my question. If they said they had signal problems, but if one train had the signal problems that had to be stopped, but then another train came along and it was absolutely fine to go through those stations and those signals, what was the problem? Was it a signal problem, or is that just an excuse? You know, I don't know. So if you're in the train business, railway business, let us know how this works. So if you've got signal problems, what does that actually mean? And also, why would it affect one train going on the same line and not affect another train going on the same line just about half an hour later? If the problem was resolved, then why didn't the original train carry on anyway? Do you know what I mean? You know, maybe it's just me. Anyway, so this channel isn't about trains, funnily enough, and it isn't about football, funnily enough, but it all seemed to merge into one on Sunday. But anyway, I thought I'd bring that to you. So I've had a bit of a funny morning, green lights and then slow traffic. I had a bit of a funny weekend with travel disruption. We're in the middle of train strikes here in the UK as well at the moment. But, you know, that didn't affect us on Sunday. It was just traffic signals or train signals or line signals or whatever it is, I don't know. And it got hot, although it's supposedly a little bit cooler, but people are still wearing leather. And I wanted to know why, but I was not in a good mood anyway, so it's probably best I just kept my mouth. Sometimes it's best just to keep your mouth shut, isn't it? Just put your head down, go on your merry way, and just chunt it to yourself. And I think that's what it was. In fact, you know, I think there was 60,000 people doing exactly the same thing after that game. But there we go. Anyway, listen, I'm going to get back on the heroic Harley, head off down the road, because I've got a full day of work ahead of me. And I'll catch you again on the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, like and share. Check out the website, RevelatorAlf.com, if you really want to. And I'll catch you again. Ta-da.